Hi, my name is Emma Ongstead, and I'm interviewing my sister, Joanna Ongstead. Can you tell me about what job you have?
I am a registered nurse, and I work at a hospital on the pediatric floor, and I do peds and then peds oncology as well.
What does peds oncology entail?
Well, it's kids with cancer, so I am one of the chemo nurses, so I give chemotherapy to the kids who have cancer and then take care of them as well and do all the education with families and all that stuff when they're diagnosed.
What initially made you want to be a nurse?
I've always wanted to be a nurse since I was a little girl. I haven't wanted to do anything else, so that's all I've wanted to do. And I was lucky enough, I actually went to school at UND and got my nursing degree. And I did my practicum at the hospital here. I work in Fargo. So I did my practicum at the hospital and just fell in love with it, and luckily was lucky enough to get a job right after school in that unit.
How long did you go to school for to be a nurse?
It was a 4-year program to get my BSN, Bachelor of Science in Nursing. So yeah, I finished in the 4 years to get my bachelor's.
Okay. What is a typical day like on the unit?
It depends on the day. I work charge nurse as well too. So if I'm charge, I kind of oversee everyone and do the rounds with the doctors and just kind of help as needed as well. And then if if we have oncology kids and I'm the only chemo nurse, I'll take the oncology kids, or I'll have other kids as well. So we usually do our vitals and assessments every 4 hours and assess them to see how they're doing. We do any procedures, we do IV starts, we do medications, we kind of do a little bit of everything.
Is there any specific procedures you usually do?
We have this treatment room, so we do all the pokes and everything in there. We can do lab work in there, IV starts. We do lumbar puncture, so they go in through the back and then take a spinal sample if we're worried about meningitis, a type of infection. On our babies, we'll do a lumbar puncture or spinal tap, same thing. And then for our oncology kids, we also do lumbar punctures and then inject chemotherapy through there as well, depending on their type of treatment and stuff. We can do bone marrows in there where they take a sample of the bone marrow to test for cancer. Otherwise, we do like wound dressing changes or those types of things as well.
Are you presented with a lot of disease other than the cancer itself?
Yeah, we see a lot of different season or different diseases. We have like different seasons. The winter time is usually our respiratory season, so we have a lot of kids in with RSV, a type of respiratory virus, and then our influenza, pertussis, we see as well. And then we actually have had quite a bit of meningitis in infants these last few years, which is kind of surprising. And yeah, and then in the summertime we see a lot of ATV accidents, those type of accidents, near drowning, those type of things.
Would you say you use microbiology a lot in your daily tasks, or you see it a lot in your daily shifts?
Yeah, I would say so. Just like I was talking about earlier, we've seen a lot of kind of meningitis. We take a spinal sample and they test it to see if anything grows, or if we're worried about septic or bacteremia. We take blood cultures to see if what grows. Part of the lab department does all the testing for that, but we take the sample and then send it down. So we actually deal with it quite a bit.
So you take the biopsies or the whatever you're going to do to test, and you bring it down to the lab, and then the doctors assess then?
Yeah, what they do is, so if we do like a lumbar puncture, the doctor actually does a spinal tap. They put the needle in there, take the spinal fluid to take a sample, and then they send it down and then to see if they can see if it's bacterial or viral meningitis. And then we take a blood culture, so they take a sample from the arm, or if they have a central line, we'll take a sample from there to see if anything grows. So we take the blood, and then we send it down to lab, and then they usually keep it, and then 24 hours we get preliminary results for if anything grows, then 48 hours is the final result, and then they keep it for at least 5 days to see if anything grows. And then if something grows, it can pop up sooner, like if it pops up at 17 hours, they'll report how long it takes till it grows.
Do you do different precautions for someone who has a bacterial versus a viral infection?
It depends on what they're in with. Typically, if someone comes in with like a fever, we automatically do contact precautions, so wear gown and gloves. If it's like RSV, we have to wear gown and gloves. A lot of respiratory infections, we just gown, glove, and mask just to be safe until we can figure out what it is for sure. If they have like TB, which we have seen, then if they have TB, they have to be in a negative airflow room. So we have a special room back in the peds ICU that's a negative airflow. Then we have to wear an N95 mask, which protects basically a little bit better. And we have to be fitted for that every year to make sure we have the right fit. So if we're in the room, we're not inhaling any of the germs.
So are families able to visit then if you have that precautions?
Yep, if they have precautions, we don't make families gown, but if anyone is sick, we don't like them to come up just because they have a chance of spreading it around. And then we have a playroom, so if anyone is in isolation, they cannot go into the playroom at all just because with spreading germs and everything. But we're pretty good about isolating. But yeah, family members can come. We just tell them to use good hand hygiene and sanitizer, and if they do happen to have a cold or something, to wear a mask just so we don't spread things around.
Do you say you see more bacterial or viral?
Probably more viral. We have a lot of GI stuff that's viral that you can't really do anything about. And actually something interesting that I learned this year is that if you're suspecting E. coli, you should not give them antibiotics because it actually makes them really, really sick. So I learned that this year, which was kind of cool. Interesting.
Yeah. So you said you work at Sanford?
Yep, in Fargo here.
In Fargo?
Yeah.
So you learn a lot about microbio just every day?
Yeah. We talk, we connect a lot with lab, and they are good about, if we have some panic levels about things, they'll let us know, give us a call and stuff, or, blood cultures are positive, they have to call it, and we have to give them our name and stuff just to make sure they report it, and then they also let the doctor know as well. So.
Sounds good. Okay, well, thank you for being my interviewee today.
Yep, you're welcome.